Welcome to Kemi Talks Gist. I'm Kemi Olunloyo, and it's the 6th of February 2020. Chioma Roland, Davido's fiancée and baby mama, she's been denied a visa from the U.S. Embassy 4 times. Why is she being denied visas all the time? She has never been able to go to America with Davido. Every time you see Chioma abroad with Davido, they're usually in the UK. She even had her baby in the UK. A lot of you want Davido gist, but yet you all act as if I hate them or something. I don't hate Davido. Davido disrespected me. He's never, apologized. I even told Sahara reporters that I forgave him. But that doesn't stop me from reporting everything I need to report about him. I even did a 12-chapter documentary on his family. Okay? So if you want to say I'm obsessed about Davido and Chioma, you can go ahead and say that. But yet you want the gist, right? Dumb fools. Listen carefully. When you're denied a visa, the U.S. Embassy does not talk to the media on why that visa was denied. No embassy does it. No diplomatic mission does it. But the U.S. Embassy broke that rule last week. Okay? Davido Adeleke, a bishop from Nigeria, was reported as being denied a visa by this day newspaper, a major newspaper. The 2 editors that ran that story have been suspended. And the embassy clarified that denial in a tweet, something they normally don't do. The tweet said, "We never denied Oyedepo any visas," making it look like the media was wrong, and that is why they were suspended at the paper. Okay? Now, in the case of Chioma, if I wrote on Twitter now that Chioma has been denied a visa 4 times, I'm sure the embassy will not reply that. Okay? Unless they want to break the same rule and say, oh, she was never denied a visa. We know she was denied a visa 4 times. Okay, Davido gets group visas for his entourage. His entourage has a lot of people in it. DJs, sponsorship, this, DMW, that. The crew, half of the crew died in 2017. Tago died, Chime died, the DJ died, DJ Olu, At the end of the day, Chioma, who was Peruzzi's former lover and became Davido's fiancée and baby mama, has never been able to travel with him. What is the reason? Several things. Okay, I know you want to know it. Some of you are Davido fans and you're glued to this video, wanting to know the truth, but yet you'll sit on Instagram abusing me. Stupid fools. Listen to the person that knows everything. My entertainment news and gist is not just because it's entertainment news and gist. I'm not Gist Lover, I'm not Linda, and I'm not Instablog. Okay, I'm Kemi Olunloyo. I'm an investigative journalist. When you're doing entertainment and gossip news, you need to investigate things. And that's the problem with bloggers in Nigeria. You won't investigate it. You'll take it for one person and move it around. Even the Punch newspaper made that mistake of posting that Iyabo Ojo story and attributing it to Fathia Balogun. Did you call any of them? No. Chioma. Davido is married already, and I told you that a year and a half ago. All right? Hermidine and Davido tie the knot, and they have records in public files. If you marry somebody in America, your marriage records are public files. Anybody can go and look at those public files. Journalists, for one, are the ones that are really accessible to the court files. Every morning a journalist wakes up in America, you go to the courthouse to see what's the latest. If you want to look at crime from yesterday, the crimes last night, you go to the court records. This is how journalism is done in modern countries. Even in Nigeria here, a lot of the crime reporters of the newspapers, they always have to go to the police or check the court records or something. All right? Before the internet, you'll go to the library and you'll go to the courthouse. Even with the internet, you still have to do some of that. Okay. When she got pregnant, all right, Hermidine is from Togo, all right? Her family migrated to America. And so she portrays herself like some African-American girl. She's really African. Hermidine, you guys call her what? Amanda? Davido doesn't want you to know much about her. That's why they call her Amanda. Amanda what? Have you ever asked for her last name? Davido fans, all of you fasting and praying for Davido and Chioma to marry when your own parents' marriages are cracking up in your house and they don't have school fees to pay for you, and then you'll turn around and come to me begging me for school fees. Do you think I'm stupid? I set up Davido fans and I said, why do Davido fans abuse me a lot? All right, because I want to give people money today. each Davido fan actually said why they abused me and how they need the money. Very stupid fools. Listen carefully. Face your own families before you start abusing a journalist doing their job. Chioma cannot marry Davido. Davido would never be able to marry her legally. Davido can do a traditional wedding, okay, and that would be it. Parlor wedding. With them, they'll spend money and everything. What's the one reason why people can't marry? Because they don't have money, right? Adeleke has money to marry Chioma. Why did she have to have that baby out of wedlock? Because legally, there's another wife, okay? When you marry somebody who's in America and everything, Hermadine's family wouldn't have it. She's pregnant, you love her, put a ring on it. They put a ring on it in the courthouse, and that was it. You can't have two wives in America. It's called polygamy, and it's illegal. Okay? If you're the, let's see, Alaafin Foyo, the one king that has many wives. The Alaafin Foyo can go into the UK, we see him in London all the time, or the US with his numerous wives and all that. They're visiting. They don't live there. Can't marry two people in two sides of the country. Even the woman that was shot, the wife of a drug dealer that married Chris Atto, she was married in two continents. It's not legal. You can't do that. So that's the one reason why he's never going to be able to marry her legally. Davido's already married legally. So keep that, I don't know what you'll call it, engagement, whatever. You guys have a lot of bullshit that you do. Engagement, traditional wedding, white wedding, everything, Dubai this, Dubai that. Very mental slavery, I tell you. Some of you sit down on this stuff. Somebody tweeted me and said, in Jesus' name, Davido, in Jesus' name, what's Davido and Chioma to you? In Jesus' name. Fasting and praying for people you don't even know. Hope they'll notice you one day. Chioma. The real reason why she can't go abroad. Marriage, it goes more than that. Chioma now has a child who's a U.S. citizen. Can she travel? Yes or no? The whole thing still boils down on her. Technically, a U.S. citizen can go to school in the U.S. Okay? My children are U.S. citizens. Rich KJT is a U.S. citizen, and he's going to the Baltimore School of the Arts later this year. At the end of the day, does that give me an authority to sit in the U.S. if I want? I mean, I have a permanent resident, but does she have any kind of stuff? She can only probably just sit there for 2 years. These visas last 2 years. She can't marry a U.S. citizen who's already married to another U.S. citizen. I don't know where they get themselves into this mess. Does she have a criminal record or any funny thing that she can enter America? Good question. Nicki Minaj could not enter Canada for a long time. When I was in Canada, I remember when we tried to book her so many times, she couldn't cross the border. And that's when the Canadian authorities won't give you a visa permission. You don't need a visa if you're a U.S. citizen to go into Canada, but if they see a criminal record and association to that, they will not give you that entry at the airport. She's been turned back a few times at the border. Now, she was in a rape case, and she was a witness, and she knew her brother was raping a little girl, and that was what kept Nicki. And finally, during the Lil Wayne tour, the Britney Spears tour, I was part of the publicity for that. I did PR for that whole thing. And I remember Rich KJT was practicing with Nicki's dances, all that stuff. They finally let her come through. They gave her a work visa, 48 hours, you work, you leave. That was 2010. 10 years later, 2020. Nicki's brother's been convicted, 25 years in prison. So your association does matter to why you can't cross the border. But that marriage can marry two people, can bring one in as a girlfriend. If you have told the embassy one thing and then you try to change it to another thing, you're not going into their country. Lies! That's why Chioma cannot enter the United States. I'm Kemi Lawyer. Kemi Talks Gist. We'll be back soon.